Hey guys, Poogie here. I just got a new laptop. This is ROG GL503GE. This is like the cheapest ROG that has the latest 8th generation Intel i7 processor. When I bought this, I was actually deciding between 3 laptops. The first one is Asus TUF FX505 or 705. The second one is this, and the last one is Lenovo Legion Y530. In this video, I'm gonna talk about why I ended up choosing this one instead of the other two. I'm gonna tell you the story of how I chose this laptop, and we're also gonna talk about the pros and cons of these laptops. Before we continue, I need to point out that this video is not gonna be about the detailed specs or the benchmark results. These laptops, they are available with different specs configuration. If you compare the ones that have same-ish specs, as far as I know, based on reading and watching the reviews on the internet, the performance are gonna be pretty similar. That is why in this video, I'm gonna focus on some differences that for me, when I was trying to pick one, these were the deciding factors. My criteria in this purchase was, the first one was, it has to have the Intel's 8th generation i7-8750H processor. And then I also want the ports to be mostly on this side, not this side, because I use mouse all the time and I don't want any cable around here. It has to be affordable. When I say affordable, actually laptop at this price in US money is probably like $1,100. To me, that is a lot of money, like a lot. The only reason I'm willing to pay that much is because I see this as an investment. I need it to be powerful, I need it to be comfortable to use, but I don't want the fancy one. I want the cheapest one that fits my need. Those 3 laptops were my candidates. By the way, a few months ago I was actually very close to buying FX504, but turned out that it had some thermal and performance problem. I didn't know exactly how it was, I just saw some people having problems on YouTube. But yeah, that was enough to make me finally decided to cancel buying that laptop. At that moment I also discovered that FX505 and FX705 is coming very soon. What I had in mind was I was going to buy FX505 if it was actually better than 504 and the price is cheaper than this. And I'm gonna buy this if the FX505 still feels a bit unreliable and the price is maybe above the ROG. The Lenovo is actually more expensive than the other two. With the same CPU and GPU configuration, I think the Lenovo was like about $100 or $110 more expensive than this. And the only reason I would choose the Lenovo is if I just blindly fall in love with the design, because in the picture on the internet, the Lenovo looks really nice. It looks very unique, not very gamey compared to the other two. If I see it in person, then I fall in love with the design. Probably I was still gonna choose the Lenovo. Not long after that, I finally saw it in person and I was not very impressed. I think it was not bad. It was still pretty cool. It was still pretty unique, but I don't know, I don't think it looks as cool as the picture online. It was alright, but not enough to make me willing to put more money just for the design. So yeah, Lenovo is out. Now we only have the ROG and the FX505. The FX505 was finally released here in early December, and one day after the release date, I went to a laptop store and I was actually going to check out this laptop. But guess what I found? They already have the FX505. I was very lucky that I got the chance to see FX505 that fast. My first impression was it actually looks really nice. The design looks nice, the build quality seems to be good. It has that military grade thingy, which I personally don't really care. But yeah, it has that. It seems to be built strong enough. It was plasticky, I think it was plastic, but yeah, good plastic. Felt plasticky, but good. It also felt really light, and it's noticeably smaller than this. Both have the same 15 point something inch screen, but the FX505 has a thinner bezel, so the body is a little bit smaller. When it comes to the performance, I checked the reviews and I think it was actually better than FX505. So yeah, at that point, FX505 was good enough, and it has a huge chance to be the one that I pick. Then I asked the price, and it turned out that the price is, well, the one that has the same CPU and GPU configuration with this is actually a little bit more expensive than this ROG. In my case, it was actually pretty obvious that I should just get the ROG. However, I was actually pretty tempted to get the FX505 because I think it was also really good. The price difference wasn't that much. It was like less than $40, I think. I think these two laptops each has its own advantages and disadvantages, and that's what we're gonna talk about now. Let's start with the ROG. The first plus in this ROG is, well, the price. It's a little bit cheaper than the FX505 that has the same GPU and CPU, and then the screen in this one is better. It can be different in different countries. The FX505 that was released in Indonesia, the screen specs is not very good. The ROG has better screen, it's brighter, it has better refresh rate, and it also has better color gamut coverage. Does that mean the screen in FX505 is bad? I don't think so. I think it's still, it's alright, but yeah, the ROG is better. The other thing in this that's better than the 505 is it has more ports. It has SD cards. The FX505 doesn't. Actually, the ports in FX505 is enough, I think. But yeah, at this price, if I'm putting this much money, it's just nicer when you get more things like this, which doesn't really cost that much if you just add it in the computer. Although yeah, I don't really mind with the lack of ports in the FX505. When this offers more, I just felt that I had to choose this one. The last thing about the ROG that I like is, well, it's not exactly something that would affect my decision that much. I personally like the design in the ROG more than the FX505. I like the way that it's asymmetrical, and yeah, it's just a nice combination between lines and curves. It's a taste thing. I think the design in FX505 with the X thing is a bit boring. Now the FX505. The main advantage of the 505 is, I think, the size and the weight, because it's noticeably lighter and smaller. When you compare this to the FX505 on paper, they might not seem to be that much different, but now that I've used this for about a week or two, I noticed that this is really heavy. Not like really heavy, but you can feel it. You can feel it when I have it in my backpack. Well, if you choose the FX505, it's not gonna be that much bigger than a 14-inch laptop. So yeah, that is really nice. When it comes to the design, yeah, I think the overall design is a little bit boring, and this is like a little bit better. If you like thin bezel, it's there. And I thought that I was going to like the thin bezel, but when I see it in person, it turned out that I think the thin bezel wasn't that appealing, because it makes the laptop looks more vertically, more like that, not widely, like landscapey. That's not even a word, right? With this one, if you open this, it feels wide and it looks nice. While the FX505, I feel like it's like tall and long that way, not that much that way. I think that was it. That was why I finally chose the ROG. If you're confused about which one to buy, I personally think that you can't really go wrong with buying any of those two. The specs are pretty similar. It's really gonna depends on your taste. When it comes to the need, if you're using it for gaming, both will do just fine. And if you're using it for photo editing, make video, design, stuff like that, that needs accurate color reproduction in your screen, you might want to lean towards the ROG a little bit, especially if you live in Indonesia. But if the FX505 that was released in your country has better screen, then both are gonna be okay. Okay, that was it. Comment about what you think about these two laptops. If there are other differences that maybe you wanna point out, please write it in the comments so people can read, so people can know about that. Hit like or dislike this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't, And yeah, thank you for watching. Bye bye.